Whole Food, Whole Health. This week we're covering the addiction of food. Okay, it's a massive addiction. We're talking on the same level as drugs here, alright? So what I tell my clients at the gym where I work as a PT, I basically always say to them, before you even think about adopting a whole food plant-based diet, go do your research. Go look at Dr. McDougall's site, go look at Colin Campbell's studies, and have a real good look and a bit of a sort of study on this stuff for the next 2 weeks before you even undertake this, because I can tell you now your friends are going to hit you with, where do you get your protein, where do you get your calcium, vitamins, minerals, so on, okay? And you really, guys, you really do need to understand that a whole food plant-based diet has no deficiencies whatsoever, proven in peer-reviewed science, right, that this is the optimal way of health. Alright, so what we're going to look at, like I said, is food addiction this week. And here we have a high state of living, so you're on highs of fat and sugars and salt. Then we've got like this normal phase where you feel normal, and you've got a low phase where you're feeling pretty crappy, okay? So we know that sugars and caffeine and all this stuff makes us feel really high and sort of on top of the world. So basically most Western people are living up here on the high state of living, you know, addicted to sugars, fat and salt. Alright, when we go for the whole food plant-based diet, what happens is you drop down to low. Suddenly sugars and salt and fat is all suddenly a big issue. Your body's starting to have all its signs of withdrawal symptoms. So you do it for about a week and you think, goodness me, Ben, this isn't working. My clients always say this to me, you know, this diet doesn't work, I feel crap. Alright, so what happens is you go straight back up to that high state of living, your caffeine and all these other stuff, and your chocolates come back. Suddenly, yippee, your body's feeling great again because it's used to that addiction. Just like if someone comes off heroin, then they go back, they feel absolutely great again. Okay, and this is the same thing what's happening with food. What I say to my clients is, if you'd have only just sat for 6 to 8 weeks to break this cycle of addiction, then what would happen is after the cycle of addiction, you go back to the normal phase, and then you suddenly think, this is what it feels like to be healthy. This is what it feels like, you know, when you go to the doctor and he's saying, hey, what have you done? Your blood pressure's great, your cholesterol's great, your intestinal problems are starting to sort out and heal up. You know, wow, what are you doing? You say, I'm on a whole food plant-based diet. And, you know, sometimes they go, great. Sometimes they go, oh, I'm not sure, you'll be deficient in protein and calcium and all these other rubbish things, all right? So basically, that's the key. Sitting there from 6 to 8 weeks in this low phase, you're not going to feel great, you're going to feel fatigued and stuff, but you do need to understand how to eat this whole food plant-based diet, alright? It's not just going out, eating lettuce and salads and stuff like that, alright? Because what happens after doing that is you're actually just going to find yourself very fatigued, because you need starch as your main in your diet. Starch is the key, alright? So next week, we're going to be looking at the protein myth. The following week, we're going to be looking at calcium. We're going to be looking at all different chronic illnesses, and we're going to be looking at lots of varied things, okay, what people come up to you and make you doubt about a whole food plant-based diet. And we're going to cover all those things. Now guys, if you want to go through this addiction trap, this pleasure trap more, then check out on YouTube Dr. Doug Lisle, and it's called The Pleasure Trap, and he explains this without doubt way better than me. So look, I'm going to see you next week, checking out protein, about the myths of protein. Can a whole food plant-based diet give you enough protein? Check it out, and I'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.